Prejudice. Wrote a song about it. Like to hear it? Here it goes. Free your mind.
This is not Dizzie Mac. This is Ronnie D, and I'm here with the First Lady of Sports Talk, the one and only Cheryl Smith. I'm joined by the Shimmy Shake Girls, and Dizzie, we're not sure where Dizzie Mac is, to be honest. We have all the scouts looking out for him, a couple of the Shimmy Shake Girls, they're checking all the bars and places of, ill repute to see, where he could be. And we got his donuts we ordinarily have. But the First Lady and I will, I guess we'll have to carry on. And hey, if you Dizzie Mac alert, bearskin alert, So find him, get him back in the studio. First Lady, we're ready for what you're saying.
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdie known as Marcus Vick, brother of Michael Vick, wishes he could fly far, far away from the jail time he has been ordered to serve after being charged with assaulting an officer. Is Marcus trying to emulate his big brother? Is there any chance he will get another shot at playing in the NFL? Is this a case of little bro trying to upstage big bro? Rondé and Tiki Barber, Shannon and Sterling Sharp, Eli and Peyton Manning, and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Well, Michael Vick is a known person. Marcus Vick, not too many people know Marcus Vick. But anyway, these charges really stem from the incident that took place in April when officers attempted to approach Mr. Vick about a warrant for contempt of court charges. And this was in Montgomery County, Virginia. But according to the report, Vick was really cooperative until the officers attempted to place him under arrest. And it had been reportedly that Marcus Vick actually was running from the officer, and then the officer caught up with him. And that's when all the problems started. That's when he became aggressive and allegedly assaulted the officer. Now, the assault and battery charges, those charges were actually dropped by prosecutors. The only thing that he really pleaded guilty to and was sentenced for was resisting arrest. That's what he's going to jail for. And he was sentenced to 12 months in prison with 11 months suspended. So he will serve 1 month in prison, basically. And he gets a 1-year probation. Now, is Marcus trying to emulate his brother? I don't think so. Because, first of all, Michael Vick, he definitely has repaired his image. And he has not had as many run-ins with the law as his younger brother. Marcus has always had an issue with the law. From the time that he was at Georgia Tech to the time that he tried to be in the NFL, he has consistently had issues. And so, no, he's not trying to emulate Michael. Definitely not. Marcus will never, and he will never have a shot in the NFL again. He's 32 years old. And the one thing, he's obviously not that fast if he let a police officer catch up with him. Give me a break. But, he hasn't played in the NFL since 2006 when he was with the Dolphins. I don't even think he has a chance of being on a practice squad as a member. And I don't even think he has a chance playing indoor football. I'm sorry, but Marcus Vick, his football playing days are over, really over. And to be honest with you, from a producer, why are we wasting our time discussing Marcus Vick? he couldn't upstage his brothers. He tried to. The only relevancy to Marcus Vick is the fact that he is the younger brother of Michael Vick. Right, B? I know he made the news, but come on now. Marcus Vick, what's the big thing about Marcus Vick? This man was never a great football player. We talk about him because of all the things he's done in the law, with the law and being in prison or whatever. He's always in trouble, always in trouble. I mean, there's a whole list of things that he's done over the years. So what do you think about this, Ronnie B?
Well, to defend the writers of the show, and while we're talking about Marcus Vick, is because things are so bad, we needed something to talk about that was just so completely opposite. Because we know how much people are shaking in their boots. They're hanging on every word to learn about Marcus Vick. What is Marcus Vick? Marcus Vick? He did. I know. We know they are all over the country, just waiting to see what Marcus Vick. But we're gonna talk about him anyway. Now, Marcus does seem to have an affinity for being in trouble with the law. Marcus, my man, this episode is for you, bro. See, this is a tough love moment, okay? Marcus. You don't realize that black men having run-ins with the law can lead to things that go beyond jail. Have you heard of Black Lives Matter? You know, most black men are not running to have the law mess with them because they realize that the law can sometimes do things that I'll just say are questionable when it comes to a black life. Like that life might end rather suddenly. And so this is a reach out moment to Marcus, to brother, brother, you're 32 years old. It's time to stop it, to cut out the nonsense. Now, you just didn't have it, dude. You just didn't have it. And I do question the writer having Marcus Vick, like Rondé and Tiki Barber, Shannon and Sterling Sharp, Eli and Peyton, like they actually had talent. And, they really did. They were a brother duo that had talent. You didn't have no talent. You didn't have any, cause if you had talent, all that bad stuff you did in college would have got looked over. So we know you didn't have no talent. Cause if you had talent like Peyton Manning had, you would definitely would have got through college with no problem. So, we know that, So you obviously didn't have that kind of talent at college. You certainly didn't have it in the pros. And First Lady, First Lady, I'm a big brother. Okay? I'm a big brother. And I have 5 sisters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I'm a big brother. Now, I don't have any brothers. I have sisters, but I have sisters. So I can only say that I can imagine that the dynamics are different if you had 5 brothers. My 5 sisters, did not compete. We weren't competitive with each other. Right. And it was more like, you don't want me to get look, my big brother come over here and whoop your ass.
You were more in protection mode, okay.
Big brother was big brother doing his thing. Do not have me have to interrupt him because you bother me. Because he doing his thing. He do not like to be interrupted. So, the south side of Chicago. So, now, but I have cousins who are like brothers to me, and they have brothers. So, I kind of observe. And little bro is always trying to upstage big bro. Mm-hmm. That's just how it goes. And there are little brothers, little sisters, Serena Williams, Venus Williams, who are very competitive. Very, very competitive. In a good way. They're tight as can be. but competitive as can be, really tight as can be. So I've observed that dynamic. Now, usually, little bro learns where big bro got talent and they don't. So they find an area where they both got talent and they stick with that one. See, that was Marcus's mistake. He wanted to upstage big bro where he didn't have the talent big bro got. Now, see, if he had, got, Michael Vick interested in checkers, hey, you got to pick some. So,
well, he definitely upstaged him in a number of run-ins with the law. So that's one thing he did upstage him with.
yeah. Well, only because Michael realizes that thing about, Black Lives Matter and run-ins with law and things that can happen.
Okay. Well, I'm quite sure we will not have another story about Marcus Vick. But anyway, besides the point, over to you, Ronnie B.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in fear, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion overpowering over the competition. I'm towering. Wrecking shop when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that'll all get sliced and diced. Competition paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out, Mama said knock you out, We are not talking about Pernell Whitaker, Benny Leonard, or Joe Gans. We are talking about the knockout punch, bam, landed by the Court of Appeals on Tom Terrific Brady, allowing the NFL to fully reinstate his suspension. Brady has decided to end the process and take the suspension. Does this help or hurt his legacy? Will the Patriots be able to win the division with Brady out 4 weeks? Does this ruling actually hurt Goodell more than the Patriots and Brady? Given Brady's age, is missing the first 4 games actually a good thing? Will Jimmy Mac, when are you coming back? Will Jimmy go 4-0 and set him up for a big payday, go to another team and end up a bust? Vito Bay Perilli, Steve Grogan, and Drew Bledsoe are asking, what you saying? Well, the court of public opinion has already chimed in whether Brady and the Patriots are cheaters or not cheaters. That's already done. NFL fans have come to their conclusions a long time ago. So for the fans, it's been over with. It was over with last year. For the fans, the fans. I mean, but nobody really cares except the NFL and the announcers and the talking heads. They care, and they're trying to act like we really care. No, we don't care. We cared when it was news. We cared before the NFL drug it out and drug it out and drug it out. Now, we cared then because it was like, come on. But a season is over with. Patriots did their thing. They did not make the Super Bowl, but they pretty much came in, whooped some. The interest was while they were going through that, how would they play as a team, and they started the season out gangbusters, just whooping booty. So it was like so, and I say that in many ways the Patriots and Brady look better. You know, their image came out right where it was already. People go back to Spygate, and so they already made that conclusion. Now, the NFL, though, in being so, I'll say, relentless and overplaying their hand, hurt their image more with the fans. You know, the fans already know, you know, because, see, the fans are working people. You know, whether some of the fans are very rich working people. Okay. Now, they realize that the employer has the power. They realize that. But just like anybody else, you'd hope your employer would go, well, you know, you have been a good employee. Well, we're going to do it this way. So that put you in there as just any other corporate. You know, when players and everybody say, it's a business. Y'all are doing damage to the sport. Yes, NFL is a business. Football is a sport. And when the business starts being more talked about than the sport, you got a problem. You got a problem. You know, when we see great entertainers perform, guess what? Produced by, come at the end. Come at the end. You know? And the fans know that, you know, somebody produced it, but guess what? They don't care. The NFL, you starting to make the fans care about how you doing things. And I mean beyond how you discipline athletes, how you doing things. Tyrants. First lady, over to you.
Well, you know, Ronnie B., I agree with you in the fact that everyone who watches the NFL, everybody is over with this deflate gate. But I don't think it hurts the sport. And like any type of conversation regarding the NFL is always going to build up the sport. I mean, it's the same thing with the NBA. If you ever talk about it, I mean, it doesn't hurt the foundation of the game because, you know, the whole thing to me was silly to begin with, that deflate gate. And, I mean, to be honest with you, Brady could have ended it a long time ago. He was being, to me, selfish. He was thinking that his legacy would be impacted by this. And, you know, he could have reduced it to 1-2 games. I mean, I'm quite sure Goodell would have done that if Brady just accepted the punishment. And as it turned out, he got the 4 games anyway. So what did he accomplish? He didn't accomplish anything. He just drugged this out as long as he can. So he was smart. He knew darn well not to take this to the Supreme Court because obviously the Supreme Court would definitely not have heard this case because they have more important things to deal with. But to me, the institution that really looks bad in this whole situation, it is the Players Association, NFL Players Association, because they're the ones that had given Roger Goodell all of this power. And that's what the courts ruled on. He had every right within his responsibility to do what he did. And they're trying to fight it. But they're the one who gave him this power. They're the one who accepted that contract, which is so against the players. And so to me, trying to fight it in courts after the fact doesn't make sense. They better become really smart in the upcoming negotiations for their new contract because they get given Goodell so much power. I mean, he's almost like a dictator. I mean, how can somebody be in the same capacity of the one who set the rule and then to hear the rule later? I mean, that is just like a conflict of interest. I mean, I don't know who was the lawyers involved for the NFL Players Association, but it's crazy. But the Patriots definitely are going to be okay, even with Brady being out for 4 games. I mean, if you look at their first 4 games, they're definitely going to lose the first one because they're playing Arizona. They're going to play in Arizona. So that game is a loss. They definitely would need to have Brady to win that game. But the next three games, I mean, they got Dolphins, Texans, and the Bills. So, I mean, those are very winnable games. So they could easily start the season 3-1. And because the AFC East is such a bad division without the Patriots, I mean, if you look at the other teams, they really don't have any competition. So the Patriots will win that division again. So with Tom Brady being out, it'll be okay. You know, Jimmy, like you said, Jimmy Mac, I mean, his last name, what is his last name? Garvapolo? I mean, I'm quite sure most fans are going to be Googling his name just to find out who Brady's backup is. Because I'm quite sure a lot of people didn't know who was the backup for Brady. So if he does do well, Jimmy, it's a possibility he can get a good contract if he decides, I guess if his contract is over in New England and he leaves, he can get that Brock Osweiler type of contract. I mean, Brady, if you think about it, Tom Brady became famous because he replaced Drew Bledsoe in 2001. If it weren't for the fact that Drew Bledsoe was injured, I wonder if Tom Brady would have been the player that he is now. So things that you can't happen, but I can guarantee you, after those 4 games, Tom Brady will be back in control because Belichick will not replace Tom Brady with Jimmy. And Brady, as far as his legacy, I don't think he has anything to worry about. His legacy will be still there. He'll be one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. I don't even think they're going to place an asterisk next to his name. And he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. The only thing you'll find about Deflategate is definitely will be on his Wikipedia page. That will be there, the Deflategate, but it's not going to stain or tarnish his reputation or his legacy. Because to me, it was just a bunch of nonsense to begin with, and that's not going to change who Tom Brady is. He'll survive.
Yeah. Well, I would have more sympathy for Tom Terrific and the Brady Bunch if Donald Trump wasn't his friend. But that remark does not reflect the opinions or the attitudes of the Old Grumpy Radio Network.
Radio.
First Lady, please take us to break.
The first 2 listeners to email us or send a shout-out why the boxer are grouped together will receive a $25 gift card from our partners at NFLShop.com. And your hint is they are light. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Marwan Maurice on the first part of Shout-Out.
And First Lady, it looks like, is that he who has come into the studio?
Yep, yeah.
The Shimmy Shake Girls found them. They found them. I see.
APA bulletin.
I see the special bearskin rug has been brought out. The design the Oscar de la Renta bearskin.
All the way.
With the Russian bear trim. And well, on that note, free Mr. Vaughn.
Free Mr. Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn.
Stay away from easy. Let go of any wish or expectation for life to be easy. You deserve far more than easy. You see, easy bores you. It does not fulfill you. Easy wastes your time. It erodes your strength and your skills. Sure, by all means, employ technology and other tools to make your efforts more effective. But don't expect even the most powerful tools and systems to create original value without your continuing input. Nothing of value comes from easy. Keep in mind that value is a measure of the difficulty necessary to create it. Physical, social, financial comfort can all be empowering as long as they don't make you complacent. Enjoy fully the good, pleasurable things. Let them inspire you to seek higher challenges. but stay away from too much easy. You have so many better things to do. Please join us for the Prosperity Divas upcoming 10-session seminar in July, Creating Love to Build Wealth. Prosperous Divas. Prosperity is a mindset that can be created by anyone. ProsperousDivas.com.
The music flows in from around the globe to get a shout-out from the panel. You know we on it. First Lady, can't wait to hear the music from Marwan, Maurice.
On Shout Out, we featured new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout-out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. This morning we have Marwan Maurice out of Columbus. I guess that's Columbus, Ohio, with his latest album, Black Smoke. All right, DJ, let's hear Sister Soul.
She was walking barefoot, every toe had
Give him freedom. That was Marwan Maurice with Sister Soul. All right, let's go to our panel to see if the track is going to get a shout out or we're going to hit the mute button. Dizzie Mac, What did you think of Sister Soul?
Well, First Lady, I thought it was pretty mellow. You know, the Shimmy Shake Girls over here chilling. I was chilling. The mimosa was flowing, so we shouting it out this morning. Maurice, Marwan Maurice, excuse me. Yeah, Marwan Maurice.
All right, you got to shout it out. Ronnie B, are you feeling Marwan Maurice?
Yeah, my man had a nice groove going and kind of took me back to the 70s a little bit, but not so much that it seemed old, you know, or like somebody trying to make that kind of sound, just kind of his flow. But yeah, I liked it. It had a good groove, shouting it out.
Going to shout it out. Okay, we're going to make it unanimous, so I'm going to shout it out too. Actually, he kind of reminded me of, oh boy, that's where I think I'm just getting a little bit senile. What's his name? The guy who, oh gosh, anyway. It has a good beat to it, but his whole persona and the way he comes across on the music, reminds me of Seal. That's what I was trying to say. Okay. His music sounds similar to Seal. So I don't know, that's where I get the comparison if I'm going to compare him to another artist. So it sounded very good to me. So on part 2, we'll have another performance from Marwan Maurice. Is that the sound of my favorite underwater friend? Is it time for Flip It?
It's time for Flip It, where our hosts defend the point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The NBA, in its great wisdom, has decided to reform the rule around the tactic known as hack-a-shack. Is this a capitulation to the players who will not do the work to improve their free throw shooting? Well, the question for our panel, is this a good thing for the NBA and the fans or bad things? We asked the panel to defend. Good thing. Dizzie Mac, defend. Well, Dizzie Mac would be defending that. Looks like we might have a little technical difficulty with Dizzie there. First Lady, this is a good thing. And part of the reason it's a good thing is because it's that slow down of the game where you know that somebody going to jump on somebody's back, and they did make that like a flagrant foul now, and all this silly stuff because you want to send this poor free throw shooter to the line. I get the strategy is legal. Doesn't mean that it's good for the game, the flow of the game. The NBA is a fast-paced game. The days of it being slowed down went out in the 60s. So this rule has been exploited by every coach, and they should have. They should. It's there. Like Donald Trump says, hey, bankruptcy laws are there for me to use. So, you got to go that way. Well,
yeah, you're right, Ronnie. But you got to go that way. I mean, it's about that time, really. I mean, what else can they do? Well, I mean, you got to look at trying to improve the integrity of the game. It's the integrity.
All right, First Lady, defend.
You know, Adam Silver, so he basically says the league believes with this rule change it will eliminate 45% of instances of hacking. How could anyone argue with this rule change when it will change the entertainment value of the game? As you indicated, Ronnie B., people do not want to watch a slow-down game. They want to watch a fast-paced game. The NBA has a long-standing history of changing rules to improve entertainment value. They're always tweaking the rules to make the game more enjoyable to watch. I mean, why do you think now defenders can barely touch a shooter? Why do you think we have so much scoring in the league? I mean, back in the 90s, they had very little rules against touching a shooter and players, and you had more physical play. So things change, and the league makes money based off of people watching. Intentionally fouling poor shooters makes the game very unwatchable. Everybody hates hacking, including television viewers, the advertisers paying the amounts of money for TV spots during the game, television networks paying tons of money for TV rights. Regardless if you like the rule or not, it's always about the money. And the constant hacking has no entertainment value for everyone involved with the NBA. This is why this rule change is good for the NBA.
All right. We heard the defense on the first side, but you know this is flipped it where we flip the script. We ask the panel to defend. Bad thing. Dizzie Mac, defend.
Well, it's a bad thing. I mean, it's when you look at it, the fans get gypped, and you know that's not a good thing. You're dealing with the NBA fan league. You know, you want to see teams have a chance to strategize to come back. You want to see them come back. You want them to take any advantage they can. NBA, you know, sometimes they could be known as nothing but, I was about to say it when it comes to providing the atmosphere for teams to show what they can do. It's a bad move. It should definitely set out and stay down when it came to implementing this type of rule into existence. Yeah, it's still not going to help them poor free throw shooters in the game.
All right. We heard the defense from Dizzie Mac, but you know the First Lady always has the final word. First Lady, defend.
Adam Silver think he will fix about 1/4 of the problem with the hacking rule changes. But this rule change now has added a new problem that should have never been a problem. I mean, normal fouls on inbound plays are now one shot and the ball. This is kind of crazy. The NBA has rewarded bad free throw shooters but now are penalizing players that play good defense. I mean, teams are always going to adjust their strategy to these new rules with the intentional fouling. Because now what's going to happen, it's going to be basically a series of free throws for 10 minutes out of every quarter. Since the last 2 minutes of each quarter, the intentional fouling rule goes into play. So teams will develop strategy to foul outside of those rules. There's going to be constant fouling within the 10 minutes of the quarters. And I agree with Mark Cuban. You know, he voted against this rule. He says the rule rewards incompetence. And I have no problem with penalizing players who cannot hit 50% of their free throws. I mean, this is a bad thing for the NBA. This rule change is not a good thing for the NBA. Definitely not.
All right. You heard the defense from the First Lady, capitulating to poor free throw shooters who make millions of dollars to do what? Shoot basketball. First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2.
We're talking fast.
We talk talking about.
Basketball Jones, I got a basketball Jones.
Your highest goodness. You cannot take more than you give. It is impossible to sustain for longer than the blink of an eye. You can, however, give more than you take. And that is what makes your experience of living so beautiful. Value exists for you to the extent you invest yourself in it. Fulfillment is generated by what you do with what you have, not by what you seize or possess. You cannot sneak past the necessity of providing a contribution to each day. The desire to make a difference is part of you, and the more readily you embrace it, the better. Don't spin your wheels in a futile attempt to gain something for nothing. See that the gain is in the doing, and then do. Let go of what frustrates you, and let in what empowers and fulfills you. Give your highest goodness and effort to life, and know how good life can be. Please join us for the Prosperous Divas upcoming 10-session seminar in July, Creating Love to Build Wealth. Prosperous Divas. Prosperity is a mindset that can be created by anyone. ProsperousDivas.com.
Welcome back. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. All right, Dizzie Mac, make everybody laugh. Over to you.
First, thank you. I am tickled pink this morning. You know why I'm tickled pink?
Why you tickle pink?
Yeah, because I got a 19th need to grow. Story of 2016. We up to 19. And I think you may get a chuckle out of this, so I think I got a good one for you this week. 2 men fall down cliff while playing Pokemon Go. Oh, yeah. In St. Louis, California, 2 men who fell from a seaside cliff north of San Diego told authorities they became distracted while playing augmented reality game Pokemon Go. Wow. And St. Louis Fire Battalion Chief Robbie Ford said one of the men fell about 50 feet down the bluff center, while the other man fell about 80 to 90 feet to the beach below.
Ooh.
They just falling like dominoes. Ford said the man who fell to the beach told San Diego County Sheriff deputy he and the other man had been playing the smartphone game Pokemon Go, which sent players to real-world locations to capture digital monsters. The man who fell 50 feet down the bluff was rescued by firefighters using ropes and harnesses. Ford said, Fire Marshal Anita Cochran urged Pokemon Go players to use caution. We'd like people to stay clear of all the bluff, overhangs, and drills. Stay clear. Stay clear. Sergeant Rich Eden of the San Diego County Sheriff's Department agreed players of the game should steer clear dangerous areas. I think people just need to realize this is a game. It may not be worth your life, and no game is worth your life. Stay away from overhangs. Stay away from overhangs, though.
Look, my son plays Pokemon Go, and I didn't know what it was until I saw it on his smartphone. And I told him he better stop playing because I've been telling him about all these different crazy things that happen. And so I'm definitely going to share this story with him because I don't need to go over a cliff. I mean, those two men were darn lucky to be alive.
Woo, 50 and 80, 90 feet. Yeah, boy.
Tell the story. I mean, this whole Pokemon Go, it's crazy. You know, it really has become crazy what's happening with this, and people are just walking into different situations.
Yeah, I think 2 NFL players or NBA, I'm not sure the sport, but a professional sport, I think they captured some criminal playing Pokemon Go.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
right.
They say it's wild out there. Wild, Wild West.
Yeah, it's dangerous, too, when you're a young guy, because
Very.
you have young children. Because to me, this is a tool for pedophiles to use, and apparently you better be careful when you let your young children play Pokemon Go.
Well, definitely on that note. But, see, Flipper always doing something. Trying to mess up the bearskin rug by splashing water on it because it's time. It's that time for our favorite underwater friend who's bringing us into Flip It time.
All right, time for Flip It. Our host defend a point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The Broncos have they made Von Miller. Ho, ho, ho. They tightened that brother up with some smackaroos, cabbage, greenbacks. The highest paid defensive player in NFL history. Is this a good deal for the Broncos? Panel defend. Great deal. Dizzie Mac defend.
Oh, man, this was a great deal. Denver had to lock up Von Miller. They know that if he had hit the open market, teams would have swooped on him like, buzzards in the night. They'd have been on him. Defense wouldn't have been the same. And you would just definitely took your team down a couple of notches. You have a player like Von Miller, you try to make sure that he's with you as long as he can and help. Bring the team up. So this was a great move. The move that had to be made for the defense. The city of Denver, John Elway did the right thing, reaching out to Von Miller. Don't be too proud to beg. Don't be. And, hey, number 7 wasn't. And they got the deal done. So it's a great move all the way around. Everybody benefited from this. Von Miller with the money, the defensive coordinators with the defense. It's just a polarizing play all over the place. Good move. Back that quarterback, Von Miller.
All right, you heard the defense from Dizzie Mac, and I thought there was a subtle dig that Cam Newton is still having nightmares. First Lady, great deal, defend.
Absolutely, without a doubt, this was a great deal. Von Miller has earned every single penny of this money. And let's face it, without him, there was no way the Broncos would have won Super Bowl 50. So, without the obvious reason that Von Miller deserves this contract, the good thing for the Broncos is because they do not have a big-name quarterback with that enormous paycheck, they still have enough cap space to keep their group together, even with Von's new deal. They have the ability to negotiate for future years. Let's face it, too, if John Elway had not signed Miller to a long-term contract, it would have hurt the Broncos during future contract negotiations with their free agents and other free agents on the open market. How are you going to attract big-name players when you don't even want to sign your best player? And Von Miller is the Broncos' best player. Of course, this is a great deal. The bottom line, Denver will have most of their players and their biggest player, the best player of all, Von Miller, back next year, and they can defend their championship, and they can possibly repeat as Super Bowl champs. Man, this is a great deal. John Elway, you did what you needed to do. Great deal.
All right, you've heard the defense on great deal, but this is Flip It, where we flip the script and defend the opposing view. Panel defend. Bad deal. Dizzie Mac defend. Looks like that was Dizzie Mac's defense.
That was a real bad deal.
All right. First Lady, defend.
Silence is...
wait. It looks like Dizzie Mac. Okay, we might have been having some technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Dizzie Mac, defend. Bad deal.
Man, you can't give a defensive player that kind of money. And he's on the downside of his career. He reached his apex last year, this year in the Super Bowl. He reached the highest peak he could peak at. But it's all downhill. You know, he's on Dancing with the Stars, could have sprained an ankle, could have hurt a knee. But now, you done gave him all this money. Oh, bad move. Shouldn't have gave it to him. Should have waited and knew exactly what was needed, where it was needed, when it was needed. But you went ahead and gave Von Miller this money. You must not really, but it does surprise me because you let Brock Osweiler go. Let him walk. And now you're scrambling to pick up the piece. Oh, yeah. I mean, hey, they're just mile high. They're in Denver. They're getting high. And John Elway was smoking on that good, that wowie, and said, we're going to give away all this money to this man. I'd like to see Von Miller score at least 10 touchdowns with that kind of money, in addition to a defensive I'd like to see that. That's the only way that's going to maybe kind of start hitting it back in the right direction. But this was a bad move, bad deal. They're going to be stuck paying all this money. Von Miller will not live up to having double-digit sacks, and he's going to become collateral damage as the years go on.
All right, you heard the defense from Dizzie Mac. First Lady, defend, bad deal.
It goes without saying that a contract such as Von Miller's doesn't come without a fair amount of risk. If the four-time All-Pro flops, packs it in after landing his big payday, or suffers a career-debilitating injury, the Broncos will be set back for several years. And history suggests that paying a defensive player or a non-quarterback close to $20 million per year doesn't equate to success in the NFL. No way, oh my gosh, no how. What was John Elway thinking? In the NFL, you're spending all that cash on anything except for a quarterback is unlikely to provide a good return on the investment. Now that Miller has this deal, the Broncos will have to depend on their defense because there's no way that they'll ever, and I mean ever, in the near future, find a successful replacement for Peyton Manning because they just won't have the money to pay a big-time quarterback. So they're going to be stuck with the Sanchez's of the world. Get ready for butt deflate. Buttgate.
All right. Okay, bad deal. Ray Lewis, who obviously Hall of Fame, the defense was fantastic. They did win 2 Super Bowls with him, but it took a long time for that second one to come.
Long time.
Yeah,
long time.
Quarterback though, they had.
Right. It was but like I said, it was a long time. So as you were saying, First Lady, overpaying a defensive player does not mean you're going back anytime soon. Okay, please take us to break.
On the other side of the break, we'll have another performance from Marwan Maurice on Shout Out. Please stay tuned.
They could have hired Mr. Vaughn for less.
Action creates confidence. As you witness yourself taking action and getting results, your confidence grows. The experience of taking on the small challenges repeated over and over again gives you confidence to tackle the big challenges. It's impossible to gain true confidence by wishing for it or asking for it. The only way to build confidence in your own ability is to utilize that ability every chance you get. Apathy and inactivity breed doubt and hesitation. Action creates confidence and vigor. No task is too small or unimportant because every positive result you work to create also works to strengthen your confidence. If you want to know without a doubt that you can handle the major jobs, always be willing to jump in and help with the minor jobs. Make your confidence realistic by basing it on a depth of experience, and every day is filled with opportunities to add to that experience. Embrace all the tasks, big and small, that build your confidence and strengthen your ability. With enough real, honest confidence, nothing is out of your reach. Please join us for the Prosperous Divas upcoming 10-session seminar in July, Creating Love to Build Wealth. Prosperous Divas. Prosperity is a mindset that can be created by anyone. ProsperousDivas.com.
Hey, you are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout out from the First Lady and the crew and the Shimmy Shake Girls.
We have another performance from Marwan Maurice with his album Black Smoke. DJ, play that song, I
you can cry on. I told you one day I was gonna get over you. I'm over it. I'm not concerned with it. I'm not concerned with you. Focus on myself. I'ma do what I'm gonna do. I don't need you, girl. Found some little friends. Since you left me, I became a ladies' man. Hope you understand. I don't hate you no more. Can't be a friend. Got no time for the drama. I don't want you, girl, but you want me. Didn't love me then. Now you say you're loving me. Well, let the time shine, baby. So have I was good to you. Can't believe you made me cry. Now you're coming back. You're coming back to me. Funny thing is, now you seem whack to me. I can hold your hand. I can love you again. I can look in your eye. 'Cause I can continue to cry. I can hold your hand. I can love you again. I can look in your eye. 'Cause I can continue to cry. Continue to cry. Continue to cry. Continue to cry. Remember when you let me all alone? There'd be no answer when I called your phone. You answered once and you told a liar. Straight to my face, the lie even made me cry. I remember that. I don't want you back. No cutty buddies, no strings attached. I'm no puppet girl. I'm no Pinocchio. Should've known better. Watching how your nose would grow. I was all alone. Now you all alone. No reversal, baby. Now you seem to call my phone. You call my phone.
man says he can't. He can't. All right, Ronnie B., what did you think about I Can't by Marwan Maurice?
I'm giving them a shout out, and I can hear a little more what you said earlier. Has some of that seal sound and flow. I don't get it's intentional.
Right.
Yeah. It sounds like this is, just how his style, things, the way he plays, and so I don't think that he's trying to mimic Seal. But shout out. I like it.
You like it by Marwan Maurice. All right, Dizzie Mac, you shouting it out, or are you going to hit the mute button?
I'm going to hit the mute button, First Lady.
You're hitting the mute button, Dizzie Mac.
I'm hitting the mute button. Yeah, because it seemed like he was just, one of them songs where, you go to the park and it's an old guy sitting on the bench and he's just strumming along and trying to get money for his cup. I just thought he just should have did more. I thought he should have added some other folk in there and had a jam session. I thought he was just being selfish, keeping the song for himself.
Okay, some strong words from Dizzie Mac about I Can't. All right, well, I think Marwan Maurice can, because I like the song. I like Marwan Maurice. I like his style. I like his music, so I'm shouting it out. He can with I Can't. So I'm going to definitely shout that out. That's the end of shout out. If you like what you heard from Mr. Marwan Maurice, check him out at MarwanMauriceMusic.com. And he spells Marwan, M-A-R-W-A-N, MauriceMusic.com. If you would like to be heard or have any comments, you can send your emails and your tracks to panties@oldgrumpyradio.com. It's time for the picks. Well, the Midas Mine was last year's champion of the hardball. Who will take his crown? Because we are back with the picks. So let's get to the current baseball picks. Boston will overtake Baltimore. That's the Boston Red Sox will overtake the Baltimore Orioles. 10,000 for the correct answer, a minus 10,000 for the incorrect answer. Dizzie Mac, I'll start it off. I will say no. Boston will not overtake the Orioles. What do you say?
I say yes, they will. Red Sox Nation, baby.
Red Sox Nation. All right. So, Dizzie, we started off on opposite sides already. The White Sox will overtake Detroit. 15,000 for the correct answer, minus 5,000 for the incorrect answer. What do you say, Dizzie Mac?
I'm on the fence with this one, but I'm going to say no, they will not.
All right. Okay, well, I agree with you. No, White Sox will not overtake Detroit. The Seattle will overtake Houston. 10,000 for the correct answer, minus 15,000 for the incorrect answer. I will say no. Seattle will not overtake Houston. Dizzie Mac?
I will say no, too. They won't. I'm Brown to cover. They just won't cover it this week.
Okay. Moving along. The Mets will overtake the Miami Marlins. 20,000 for the correct answer, minus 15,000 for the incorrect answer. Dizzie Mac?
The Sox will overtake Detroit.
Well, you have the wrong game. We're talking about the Mets. That's the New York Mets will overtake the Miami Marlins.
Oh, yeah, the Mets will. The Mets are playing well. The Mets are a beast. They bumped off Chicago a couple of weeks ago, and they looked like they were still in last year's form.
Okay. Well, Dizzie Mac, I'm going to agree with you, and I think the Mets are back. The Mets have struggled for a bit, but they're back, and the Marlins are playing real well, too. As a matter of fact, I think they're really tied right now, but I think the Mets will overtake the Miami Marlins. I think Miami is on the road, so I'll agree with you there. Yes. Pittsburgh Steelers will overtake the St. Louis Cardinals. 15,000 for the correct answer, minus 10,000 for the incorrect answer. I'm going to say yes, Dizzie Mac. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will overtake the Cardinals. What do you think?
I don't think the Steelers will overtake the Cardinals.
Oh, not the Steelers. Pittsburgh Pirates. I really want football to come. I'm ready for the football season, and I already got Pittsburgh in rare form. Okay, so we're talking about the Pittsburgh Pirates, not the Steelers. Wrong sport.
Oh.
Dizzie Mac. I say yes. What do you say?
I say yes, too, First Lady.
Okay, you all the way with Pittsburgh. Now, you remember, it's not the Steelers. We're talking about the Pirates.
Yeah, we're talking about the Pirates.
All right. The San Diego Padres will overtake Colorado Rockies. 5,000 for the correct answer, minus 10,000 for the incorrect answer. Dizzie Mac.
No. San Diego will not overtake the Rockies.
I agree with you. They're not going to overtake them either. Even though the All-Star game was in San Diego, they're not going to get that push from their team. I don't think they will overtake the Colorado Rockies. So I'm saying no also, Dizzie Mac. So, okay. So we're basically, we're running pretty much the same with the exception, looks like, of the first question. All right. So we'll see how we start off the picks. We'll see how we do next week.
Yes.
All right. Well,
I'm going to win, First Lady. I'm going to win. First Lady, I'm going to win.
You're going to win? You're going to win? You're going to win? Okay. All right. You're going to redeem yourself from losing the basketball championship.
Yeah, uh-huh.
All right.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay.
Catch your tail. Catch your tail.
We don't have, Joe's not here, so, it's going to come to me. All right. Before we go, we need to find out what we missed this week. Dizzie Mac, what did you miss?
This week, I missed Giancarlo Stanton putting on this home run show. I'm talking about the brother was going deep. He was going back. He was going yard. The ball was just exploding off the bat.
61 home runs. He sure was. Ronnie B., what did you miss?
Strasburg winning his 16th straight decision. My man throwing that fire.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to talk about what I didn't miss. I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to miss. I am not going to miss today's press conference of Pat Riley. He's having a press conference at 1 p.m. today, and it is going to be spectacular. Would love to hear what
Riley is going to trump Trump?
Yes, right.
Because I'd much rather listen to Pat Riley.
I want to definitely hear what he has to say about Dwayne. That's going to be some good listening. All right. Well, this has been Cheryl Smith and Dizzie Mac. You have been listening